Have you ever wanted to break your hard drive up in sections? I'm not talking about folders or anything like this. I could open up my hard drive right now and just go to my folders and everything, but that's just kind of pointless for me because folders are nice, but I know some people who want another partition or breaking up your hard drive. So in reality, you would have two of these hard drives here, but what it does is you can split your hard drive half and half. You can make it in 4 parts or however many parts you would want. Now let me show you. In Vista and XP, it's basically the same thing. You would open up your start menu, right click on your computer, and then click manage. It's the same thing in every OS for Windows. I believe XP and up, even Windows Home Server 2003, or it could be computer management, depending what. It takes a little while to load, but once it loads, you're going to come to this window. Then you're going to see this little disk management under storage. Just expand storage and double click on disk management. It will say loading virtual disk service, and then it will basically cache all of your disks and tell you what type of partitions you have. Now this little big square is called a partition. Now you could have more than one partition. How do you do that? So let me show you how you do this. Right click on this little partition you have here. Just say shrink volume. It'll say querying volume for available shrink space. Now let me talk about this. There is a Linux partition manager. It's called the gparted. Now it's different than this little, I can call it crappy, from what is from gparted. Gparted is a very advanced partition manager. It can do everything, but I would use just this default partition manager, computer management, just for your basic needs. Gparted does a lot more, so if you ever mess up your partitions or everything, use gparted. I'll put a link in the video description and I'll show you what it is. It's the Linux-based partition manager. So let me show you what this is. It says enter the amount of shrink space to shrink in megabytes. So let's just say I want to shrink it 10 meg because I just want to do a sample and make this very fast. Meg is nothing. Okay, there we go. It made it 11 meg. No big deal. So now you can see that I have a blue thing that's like an NDF partition, is something that Vista can recognize, and another one that's black. That means it's unallocated. That means it has no file system. So where I click on it and say new simple volume, because keep on clicking next, pretty much, I'm going to assign a drive letter. I like N, why not? Just make it full 9 meg, and just call this extra. And make sure, this is important, or this take a long time if you create a big one, perform a quick format. Make sure you click that, or it takes forever to format it if it's big, like 1 gig or something. So now I can see that I have an extra partition here, and it says healthy. That says healthy primary. So now Vista was kind enough and opened this up. So if I go to my computer here, you can see this. You can see my local disk here, and then an extra 10 meg. So what would you use this for? You could install your software on this drive, this partition right here. So if you have to reinstall Vista, your software is already on there. Let's say you can store your pictures on there, so it's very easy. You can just double click and you're in your pictures. Or you can have a shortcut here and you can get in there too, but that's just different. So it's just you have a lot of options if you want to do. Now what you really could do is you could still keep it unallocated. No partition, no file format on there, because the black one like I had before, and you could install Linux part, maybe. You could install Ubuntu. Now, maybe if you're running Windows on a Mac computer, you could install Mac OS X again if you really wanted to. Don't know why. If you messed up Mac OS X and you can't boot into that, but you can boot into Windows with Boot Camp, maybe we'll fix it that way too. But there's a lot of options, and I just hope this helps you partition your hard drive. It's just a little feature that many people don't know what they have, and your hard drive can be broken up into sections like you can see here. This is one hard drive right here, but it's broken up into section, and that's called a partition. I hope this video helped you out, and just, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my videos to keep up to date in the latest tech world in general, and we'll just see you later.